Ever since the dawn of the racing title, gamers have enjoyed being irresponsible behind the wheel, crashing into other cars, walls, people, you know, the usual. Pretty soon developers cottoned on to this and began to breed racing titles based around just that. Blur and Split Second are the two latest titles to take advantage of this scientific principle that fast things plus crashing minus physical repercussions equals fun. The premise of each game is simple: destroy your opponent's cars to prove your skill and win the race. However, each of these games accomplishes their goal in a different way. Blur, much like Mario Kart, has a track littered with power-ups you can use to murk other racers. These range all the way from nitrous speed boost to guided missiles. In Split Second, however, shows of skillful driving, such as big drifts, help fill up your power play meter. With enough built up, you can trigger explosive events called power plays to reveal shortcuts, change the track layout, or, of course, just wipe out other racers. So, two very different approaches to the same goal, but which has the edge over the other? In many ways, Split Second simply feels more exciting than Blur. Firstly, you get more of a sense of speed in almost every aspect. The visuals are much more accomplished in terms of motion blurring, the audio really makes you feel like everything's whipping past, and the smooth drift action that's so crucial to gameplay keeps everything going at breakneck speed. The reality TV setting for the gameplay is brash and almost infuriating, but nonetheless helps add to the high-octane feel of the title. Blur, on the other hand, knows it's cool, and so everything is super slick, but it takes this laid-back attitude almost to the point of being cold towards the player. The powered-up gameplay is an absolute blast, but in the long run, Blur was the easier title to put down, whereas Split Second's frenetic pace had us continually saying just one more race.
Driver 48 triggered the bridge collapse.
The multiplayer in both titles is the exact kind of finger-pointing, obnoxious, laughter-inducing carnage popularized by games like Mario Kart. Dumping on your competitors is immensely satisfying in both games, adding great depth to the multiplayer experience.
In 3, 2, 1.
However, one of the limitations of Split Second is that all of the power plays are in set positions, meaning once you've memorized all their placements, you'll be nigh on unstoppable. While that may give you a tremendous advantage, it also limits the game's variety. With the range and spontaneity of Blur's varied power-ups, no two races are the same, giving it practically limitless playability. Even though Split Second has the edge in terms of gameplay, it also has far more potential to simply grow stale. So, which should you buy? Well, to be honest, you can't really go wrong with either. They're both taut, well-rounded racers, offering plenty to do and a brilliant multiplayer experience. Split Second is the more satisfying to drive, but in the long run, if you care about long-lasting multiplayer, Blur will prove to be the more rewarding. They're both top-notch racers, but anyone looking to relive the glory days of Mario Kart 64 on a high-def console should probably plump for Blur.